We went to see them every week. Every Friday night they played in the Gweedore Bar. It was like Cast of Thousands had a huge following in Derry, but people came from London, from a record company to see them. We were glad, you know. I mean, we were hopeful they would get signed up, but at the same time we were sad, because we knew they'd leave.
You better run on, doing you tomorrow, when you tomorrow. Try to forget all your yesterdays, all your yesterdays. Let's go, let's go. You're not too old, you're not too old. So if I tell you that I'm leaving, there's a cast of thousands who have also done the same. There's no point hanging on to hopeless illusions. If your life's a race, you better run. If your life's a race, you better run to win the game. Let's go, let's go, let's go. You're not too old, you're not too old. Let's go, let's go, let's go. You're not too old, you're not too old.
Talking about England, yeah, the first time we arrived.
Yes, the night we arrived in London, what a night. Yes.
Yes, this man had never had a curry before. He'd never been on a plane. And I certainly.
Well, I've never had curry before, but I've had
You've never been mugged though, had you?
Never been mugged. Up until that, I've never been mugged.
One night in London and we ended up getting mugged.
First night in London.
First night.
We went on the tour, basically we were celebrating, and we started off in an Indian restaurant, had loads of beer because we were having a curry. Then we went to the bar, and then we went to a nightclub.
Which would sell even cheaper drinks.
Yes, we had lots and lots and lots of beer.
And we walked down an alleyway and we were bundled into a car with 4 people and taken for a long drive, taking all our possessions off us. And then we said, please, please give us a taxi money.
And they did.
They did.
They took out our money and gave us £5.
Give us £5 to send us home from the middle of London. We didn't know where we were. And the taxi, oh dear. Good crack. Fun. One thing you should never do is follow strange women down strange alleyways in the middle of the night in Paddington. Especially if you're a drunk Irishman. Because you'll get your comeuppance. Is that right?
Yep, that was it.
Fair enough, that's that story anyway.
How did I meet the cast first? Yes, well actually it was my brother John, who was up in Derry, who brought back this tape of this band that he saw by chance in the Gweedore, steaming tiny little pub upstairs in Derry, and I had a sort of an idea to get involved in the music business because I like music and I always thought I'd be good in the music business. I was a bit bored doing what I was doing beforehand, so I heard the tape and I thought it was really good.
The whole shebang really started whenever we played a gig in Belfast, and it was that night when the sirens rang, the bells were ringing, and I'll tell you, it was unreal. It was a good gig. And we came off stage afterwards, and this guy introduced himself as A&R man from Elektra, Mitchell Krasny. So they came with us down to Derry, stayed in my place, and he just loved Derry, loved the Gweedore Bar, loved the band, and decided from then on that something had to happen.
So he then went and got Chris Parry, the manager of The Cure, and he then came over and saw us in Derry at the Gweedore Bar, and it was great. All our friends were all wired up, it's this record company coming from London to see us, so the place was packed, and he came over, he loved it. Then we went to the Everglades Hotel in Derry, and he signed, basically said this, I'm going to sign you up. We got to London.
Well, we were two guys straight out of, I'd been around a little bit, but we were straight out of Ireland. And I suppose London, and we didn't have any money when we went over there. We went over, and our manager, as it turned out to be our future manager, paid us over, and the record company put us up, the American guy, but we didn't sign any deals, we didn't have any money. But we were only there, 3 or 4 days, and the deal was sewn up, and we signed a deal for publishing. So we had money in the bank, the manager had money in the bank, and We had a lot of people already beginning to think, well, these are the bright young things. So our job then was to put a band together, get all the musicians involved, which is what we did.
This is love and I will shout it. This is love and I will shout it. She is vicious in a wonderland, and that's enough.
We had success in London and in England and in Europe and France particularly. But at the same time, one of the pitfalls you find even with success is that you spend money very quickly, or other people will spend your money very quickly for you. I mean, if we had have stayed in Ireland at that stage, our money would have lasted us a lot longer. We would have got value for money. We wouldn't have been overspending, and we wouldn't have been attempting to be rock stars before we were, which is a pitfall too. Over here, if you get a small amount of success, it can go to your head if you're younger. And I think I would admit it, it went to our heads.
And that's enough for a She is the wet for and why go?
Our problem with the scene was a much more a management thing. It's very good having great ideals and playing loads of gigs, but if there's no general plan behind it, and you do need somebody at the helm to control the musicians, because let's face it, first and foremost, if you're a musician,
you're not a businessman.
You're not a businessman, and you can get sucked into the business, which actually, sucks your creative talents dry because you're worrying too much about money and about where the business end's going. So you do need somebody who's really good and knows what they're talking about. And in the Cast of Thousands case, we had 3 managers, and that says it all, really. We had 3 managers, and we still ended up, splitting up. We ended up managing ourselves in the end up.
Oh, it's all a game to you, the way that you lie on a plateau, and say that I knew it anyway. I knew nothing, and nothing was for real. I saw nothing, and nothing is forever.
I have no regrets. One regret possibly in relation to the business side of it. We could have tied things up a lot tighter, but experience-wise, no regrets whatsoever. It was a great 5 years with the band. We did a lot of good things. We created some great songs. Played a lot of great gigs. I made a lot of good friends, I suppose, which will be seen tonight. Probably, hopefully, there'll be a lot of people turn up. Well, we're doing a reunion gig just to kind of spark it off. Well, spark me off, I hope, in the songwriting again with this man, if possible. But the reunion is just a bit of fun, really, because we still feel a lot for the cast,
I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be great. Also a great thing, we haven't played for a year and a half, and there's going to be loads of people we haven't seen for ages. That's always a great thing about playing Cast of Thousands gigs as well, because there's always like friends that come sort of appear from nowhere,
It's a big social thing, isn't it?
Yeah, there'll be loads of people there we haven't seen for a long time. I'm looking forward to that as well. Have a good
We do
time.
actually have die-hard fans. You realise this? We do have fans somewhere out there. Somebody bought the album.
It wasn't me.
Yeah, it'll be great. It really will be. But we'll ask us after the gig.